Good morning, all. I'm Elysia, the host of Horsepower Empowerment Through Connection. Today, getting to have the great honor of getting to interview Brittani Frade at Golden Horse Counseling in Salem, Utah. Utah is a beautiful state. If any of you have not had the opportunity to be there, and you should totally go see her. She does equine assisted learning and equine facilitated mental health at her facility. And we're just going to toss that right on over to her. Have a brief interview today, and you'll probably be pretty lucky. We might get to do a secondary interview later, but I would hate to deny you the wonderful pleasure of getting to see her and know more about what she's doing in her practice.
Hi, yeah, I'm Brittani Frade, and I founded Golden Horse Counseling a few years ago, and I'm out with my ponies today. So you're going to see different versions of Saint, different sides of Saint.
And what kind of horse is Saint again?
Saint is a Frisian cross, and her mom also lives on the farm.
Nice.
So yeah, it's been really fun to have. It's been really fun to have babies at the farm, kind of growing up and doing equine therapy.
Yeah, I bet.
That's all they really know, so it's really great.
Yeah, right on. So, like, what's the why of what you do?
The what of why I do. Hi.
Yeah, what pulled you into the profession, especially like working with horses? Like,
I always knew I wanted to do something with horses, and I couldn't be a vet because I didn't want to stick them with needles or see them in pain.
I hear you. I had that same problem. I was traumatized by in high school by going on one of those farm calls. They're like, figure out what you want to do in life, and oh my gosh, so traumatic.
Yeah, and I've always known I wanted to be in the community and be as of assistance to people. And so when I found out I could do therapy with horses, I was pretty much sold.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Right on.
Yeah.
How big is your facility down there?
So my horses live on a 7-acre farm in Salem, Utah, and so they get to be on pasture. Nice. And I have 5 big horses and 2 little miniature donkeys.
Oh my God, I love the mini donkeys. And when they bray, it's just like heart melting every single time. It just doesn't matter how many times I hear it.
They do. I know. They're treasures. They're treasures. Everyone loves them.
That's awesome. Can you talk a little bit about the difference between the donkeys, the miniature donkeys, and the horses, like personality-wise? We haven't really had a chance in the other interviews to talk about donkeys.
Donkeys. So my donkeys, they need so much more love than the bigger horses. Like they love and attention. And they're also, so they're slower to react than horses too. But Belle, and I mean, both of my donkeys have grown up around my kids, so they love people and they love being in therapy and being included in sessions. And they have a way of holding on to lead ropes to let you know that they want to be included. And
that's really interesting.
They'll shove a person if a person's not reading it right. Like, hey, you were supposed to choose me.
They're bonking them with their nose and oh my goodness gracious, that's so adorable.
Yeah. So they really are amazing. And so the two donkeys we have, they're like full siblings. So it's really been fun.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if you guys can hear the barking dog. It's important to her to guard the house, Speaking of guarding things, I've heard that donkeys are amazing guardians of livestock. Yeah, can you talk a little bit about that?
I have seen, so Belle's a miniature, so she's probably only up to right here on Saint. And she has chased off dogs from the property.
Oh, wow.
So they are incredibly protective, and incredibly intuitive. Hi, are you saying hello?
Hi, Saint. Yeah, because in larger herds of sheep and whatnot, they can drive off coyotes and wolves and all that sort of thing, right?
Yeah, they really can. And so I was impressed to see that even a miniature would do that.
Yeah, I know that's really cool. What are some of the different populations that you serve in your practice?
I see about everybody. A lot of my beginning, internships, I did a lot of EAP groups. So I would see a lot of, treatment centers, residential centers. And right now I'm working with a lot of adolescents, some families, and couples.
Right on.
Yeah.
With everything going on in the world, like, are there particular subjects that you've been running across more with like COVID and the protests and within the
Grief,
just a lot of grief?
a
And
lot of grief.
and how do you feel like the horses are helping to serve that experience for people and helping people to transcend grief?
Because horses have a great way of just being there and connecting. So a lot of people feel so disconnected from the world, and a lot of people some of the people that I see have to be home with the people, you know what I mean, that are also causing them pain and hurt.
Right.
And so being able to escape and come and be with the horses and to be with somebody who is safe, who will listen and validate and give unconditional love.
Yeah, it's so important.
Everything.
That's really beautiful. Like, what's a success story that you feel like you could share about any of the different people that you've worked with that really touched you?
Saint really likes what we're talking about.
Saint is like, this is amazing. So glad that we're really getting to be seen right now as horses and facilitators and helping humans.
I know. I know. I have so many, but one that stands out, there's two that stand out. One, Golden Horse was named after my first horse, Penny. And I had her for 20 years, and she helped me with so much of my own growth and healing.
Yeah.
And just being there. I mean, I literally, just being able to walk and to trail ride and to go on as many rides as we did, it really helped me process a lot of my stuff. So Penny never was really fond of therapy. It was like she had done so much therapy with me that she was
she's
kind
like,
of
I already
done.
paid my dues.
She did, and she never wanted to be in part of sessions, and she'd always stand in the back, and if people tried to choose her, she would run away. And there was this one client, and she walked right up to this client and wanted to be a part of it, and I'm like, okay, this is weird.
Interesting.
But the client was suffering with severe addiction and OCD, and they were just stuck. They were stuck, and they couldn't move on. And she helped, you know what I mean? The client and her really explored being stuck. And then it was incredibly unfortunate because in the middle of his treatment, Penny passed away. But having to deal with that grief and that pain, really, I know we're talking about Penny. We're talking about Penny, and Penny was really special.
Yeah.
But being able to grieve that really helped him connect with his heart and his grief, and it translated back to a whole bunch of other different grief in his life. So that was a really amazing thing to watch and be a part of.
Yeah, and he was able to get to a better place and finally get out of that spot.
He was finally able to recognize the OCD and being stuck, which was amazing.
That's so great. And he was able to transcend his addictions and
he really got to a place of being able to balance life and was able to graduate his treatment program. So it was really awesome to see.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that really powerful story.
Yeah.
And then what was your other one?
Oh, my other one. So you can't see her. She's over there. She's been working with a client for about a year and a half. And the client describes being home as hell and war and doesn't want to be home. It's unsafe. And what she's able to create with this client is safety. It has been a secure attachment. This client is able to tell her about his unmet needs and attachment feelings and his fears in a way that he's never been able to tell a human. And what's happened is he's created this amazing bond with her. And she sits there, and her way of giving comfort is just licking arms, licking hands, and she'll just sit there and she'll give him kisses the whole session and give him comfort. And this has become his safe place, and she's become his safe place.
That's really beautiful.
So I'm really just blessed and honored to be a part of it and to watch you know what I mean, what they do with people, because they know what the people need and how to help connect. So.
Yeah, no, that's so fantastic. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah,
What are Saint, you're so sweet. Saint's only 2, you guys. Like, Saint's just the loves. Like a giant baby, giant.
I know. We're talking about all the good stuff, huh? You like talking about it. Huh?
And so talking about other people's obstacles, what are some of the obstacles that you've been able to transcend to be able to live out your personal dream?
Oh, I had to figure out the what, the how, the why. Okay. And Rocky's joining us, and he is now kicking the water pail.
Hey, Rocky.
I know. We also have, this is Thor. Thor's
nice.
in here too.
They're just like, this is good stuff.
So I had
to
figure
be part
out
of it.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, we want to be in the stall. We want to be on the phone.
That's so funny.
So I had to, like I said, I had to figure out the what, the how, and the why, what I wanted to do, how I was going to make it happen. And I realized that every time that I didn't check into my heart and what I wanted to do and how I wanted to do it, I noticed that I would get off my path. And so there's been a lot of learning curves along the way. I mean, there was times where I was chasing other people's dreams and hopes, and they weren't mine, and it just didn't seem to work. And where I'm at now with being able just to be in private practice and to give people the opportunity to be with horses, this is really what I want to do and where my heart's at.
That's so beautiful. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
I resonate with that so much. I spent so much of my life, doing that same sort of thing, like chasing other people's dreams, like ideas of like what people thought I should be doing with my path. And I'm just so, I'm so incredibly grateful to finally get to be living my soul's purpose and doing equine affiliates.
Hold on 1 second. Just 1 second.
You're like, we're running close to the wire, folks. We have a lot of she's got to go to work.
I know, the day's starting.
Yeah, I know. It goes by so fast. Can you, before we go, talk briefly about what models have informed your work and a person or two have inspired you?
Yes, so I pursued a lot. I got EGALA certified, and I also did the OK Corral certification. But then I kind of found Pirelli natural horsemanship and noticed that Pirelli really blends together everything that I was trying to do with people. So I'm an attachment-based therapist. I mean, we're human. We were created to love and be loved. Hey, hold on, back up. There we go. And with Pirelli natural horsemanship, horses want partnership and communication and trust. And so really blending all of that together has really, changed the way that I work with horses and the way I work with people. And I found that they fit, Pirelli natural horsemanship and, working with horses all work with that attachment model. And so I'm pursuing, it's called emotionally focused therapy. So it's an attachment-based therapy. I'm pursuing a certification in that. And nice. I've also been EMDR trained. So
I've really, I love that work.
Yes. So, and I love being able to create, safe places and containers to do the work. Even out here with the horses, that's been really powerful to watch.
No, that's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
And for some of our viewers, Brittany and I got to meet at Prescott College when we were doing graduate work for me for the equine assisted learning and her for the mental health. So it's so fun to get to connect years later and get to talk about horses and how successful she's gotten to become in her own personal practice. And it's just really beautiful. So my friend, one more, who is someone that inspires you before you have to go here in the next minute?
In a few minutes. The one that really inspired me, this is what happens when we have babies in the stalls. The reason that I decided to do this was my horse Penny. The amount of love and healing that could come from a horse, really amazed and surprised me. And
That's
so I
beautiful.
really just want to be a part of that with people. So she was one that showed me that I could do this. And, you know what I mean? I do try to be as loving and as supportive as she was, even though she was a horse, but she was a really gifted and amazing horse.
Absolutely. I totally understand.
And my other, you know what I mean, mentor in this has been the woman I'm in practice now. Her name is Jolene Green. So she's been a therapist for 35 years, and she got
Wow.
into horses like 12 years ago, and
Oh,
then
that's
founded
cool.
Gala and has this huge arena and like 10, 11 horses. But she's one that has really helped like shape and mold my career. She was my first internship when I didn't even really know what I was doing. I know. And I've just been a part of her and associated with her ever since. And there's been so much growth and learning that's come from her. I mean, her expertise and her knowledge are amazing.
That's so beautiful. I love it. Thank you so much for sharing your time and your stories. And I'm just so grateful for all of that. I know you need to go, so I'll let us wrap up. But this has just been like perfect and deep and just lovely. So
Thanks.
thank
Thanks for
you.
letting all of the herd be included too,
Oh,
even though they came
absolutely.
in
You're the
last.
first. Yeah, you're the first one we've gotten to integrate the horses into. So that has been really lovely. I think it's so great for our viewers to get to see how they like to interact and be part of the experience. So,
Mm-hmm.
all right, we'll just wrap up. So,
Awesome. Thank you so much for the interview. I appreciate it.
yeah, you're welcome. The people need to know what you do. It's amazing, powerful
Thanks.
work, and you're a talented lady. So, thank
Oh,
you.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Awesome. It was good to see you. All right. Say bye to everyone. Yeah, look at everyone that joined.
Bye, horses. Look at all. I know the whole herd. They like came in to say
Oh,
hi.
and you have to see, those are the donkeys before I have to hop off.
Yes, let's see the donkeys.
So this is, you've all met Saint. This is Swayze, Saint's mom.
Aww.
And there's my donkeys.
Nice. Look how beautiful it is out there, folks. Like, look at all that open space and those lovely foothills.
And this is Pearl, the one that licks to show comfort. Hi, baby.
Aww.
And this is the farm.
Oh, it just looks so relaxing. like, oh, and
It's one of my favorite places to be.
before we go, do you offer telehealth sessions?
Yeah, that has been really amazing to be able to offer during the pandemic. And so I do telehealth and found out we can do equine therapy and EMDR via telehealth, which is pretty cool.
That's fantastic. So everyone, like literally wherever you are in the world, you can check in and you can actually do telehealth with the horses with Brittani here in Utah. So how radical is that? Like sometimes technology can really serve us.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for today. And it was so good to see you and catch up.
You're welcome. All right. Have a great day.
All right. Bye.